Hello everyone. So today's video is for the students who are into their CS executive level. So this is for the new course students, and today we are going to do revision for chapter number 9, portfolio management. So the purpose of making this video is that अभी तक आप सब लोगों ने अपनी तैयारी 50 to 60 या 70 to 80 या मे बी 90% तक कर ली होगी, and now you all must be on the revisionary stage. So just to make it a little convenient, कि आप इस ट्यूटोरियल को अगर गो थ्रू करेंगे तो आपका पूरा का पूरा चैप्टर विदाउट एनी एफर्ट्स रिवाइज हो जाएगा. So that is the reason I've made this video, and let's just hope that I do justice to it and you guys like the video. So just one favor I would need from you is your feedback. If you're watching this video, I would love to have your feedback and the positive ones. Just go through the video, try and understand, and I'm sure ki it will definitely benefit you. So coming to what are we going to basically do in this tutorial, what we will try is we'll just quickly cover the concepts, because for solving questions, covering the concept is most important. Understanding the concept is most important, because formulas you will learn, everything is fine. आप question probably practice से solve भी कर लो, but अगर आपको वो समझ नहीं आया है question and there is a little trick की पार्ट इन इट, तो वो आप अंडरस्टैंड नहीं कर पाओगे जस्ट बिकॉज योर कंसेप्ट्स आर नॉट क्लियर. तो हम लोग क्विकली इस कंसेप्ट्स को क्लियर करेंगे, एंड देन व्हाट वी विल डू इज वी विल डू द क्वेश्चंस, द इम्पोर्टेंट. आई विल शेयर द लिस्ट ऑफ इम्पोर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस विद यू, एंड विल डू द इम्पोर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस एज पर योर एग्जाम पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. और हम मेजरली वही क्वेश्चंस करेंगे जिसके एग्जाम में आने की पॉसिबिलिटी ज़्यादा है. एंड इन केस आपको लगता है कि आपके पास ऐसे कोई क्वेश्चंस है जो मुझे कवर करने चाहिए, और यू हैव प्रॉब्लम्स इन सर्टेन क्वेश्चंस व्हिच यू वांट मी टू सॉल्व देम फॉर यू. एंड ऑल्सो मतलब कोई भी आपको क्वेरी है पोर्टफोलियो मैनेजमेंट को रिलेटेड या फिर फाइनेंशियल स्ट्रेटेजिक को मैनेजमेंट को रिलेटेड, आप you guys can reach out to me and I will definitely resolve your queries. Okay, so I am taking the institute's module only for covering the concept, because इससे बाहर कुछ भी नहीं आएगा. तो हम लोग जल्दी से इसमें से concepts cover करेंगे, but questions there'll be all sorts of important questions, चाहे वो module के हों या फिर otherwise from other important books जो भी आपने study करी हैं, या जो भी कोई अच्छी जो भी there are good books in the market specifically relevant for CS executive level. I have listed down the important questions, and we will be covering all sort of those important questions. Also, before starting, I would like to tell why I am doing from the study material is because any student watching would definitely have the study material with him, apart from all other books from what you have studied, either from your coaching institute or the notes provided from your tutors, whatever it is. But सबके पास module होगा, so that is the reason specifically why I am revising for it, so that everyone can just take a look at the module ones. And the plus point would be कि आप एक बारी, जो ज़्यादातर बच्चे नहीं करते हैं कि हम सिर्फ अपनी कोचिंग बुक्स या हम अपनी जो दूसरी बुक्स रेफर कर रहे हैं हम सिर्फ उनको देखते हैं और मॉड्यूल कोई उठा के नहीं देखता है. सो एक प्लस पॉइंट ये भी हो जाएगा कि यू वुड गो थ्रू द मॉड्यूल इफ यू आर वाचिंग दिस ट्यूटोरियल एंड इफ यू आर रिलीजियसली फॉलोइंग व्हाट आई एम सेइंग. तो आप वो मॉड्यूल उठा के भी देख लोगे कि क्या क्या मॉड्यूल कवर करता है, एंड एक and you would have a self realization of what how well prepared you are. So now portfolio management, what does that exactly mean? As the name says, we're talking about the portfolio of investments, and this portfolio of investment means that is not a single investment. It would be a diversified mix of investments, which would what would that help? How would that help is because अगर आपकी एक single security है and उसके साथ साथ एज कम्पेयर टू यू हैव अ मिक्स ऑफ अदर वेरियस सिक्योरिटीज. फॉर एग्जांपल अगर एक आपका सिर्फ इक्विटी है and एक security you only possess one equity mutual fund or something like that and उसके साथ साथ अगर आप compare करें उसे with a diversified portfolio so उसके क्या advantages होंगे वो हम further on cover करेंगे but here portfolio refers to what does that exactly mean that it refers to a collection of investments such as stocks shares mutual funds bonds cash and so on. So basically, it is a selection of securities and their continuous shifting in the portfolio for optimizing the return for a given. So why are we investing? Why do we invest? Because मतलब investors को क्या expectation होती है कि जो भी हमने जिस भी investment में हमने अपना पैसा लगाया है, we get an expected rate of return, an expected return out of it, and this is the reason why investors prefer a portfolio rather than going for a single security because दोनों चीजों में क्या फायदा होता है फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट कि एक तो आपका जो रिस्क है वो डाइवर्सिफाई हो जाता है पर क्योंकि अगर आपका पोर्टफोलियो बनता है तो ऑलवेज इट इज़ अ मिक्स ऑफ डेट एंड इक्विटी फंड्स कि कुछ उसमें फंड्स ऐसे होंगे जो ज़्यादा रिस्की होंगे और कुछ फंड्स उसमें ऐसे होते हैं जिनका स्टेबलाइज्ड रिटर्न होता है एंड रिस्क फैक्टर बहुत लो होता है सो व्हाट वुड दैट हाउ वुड दैट हेल्प यू उसका सोल सोल नहीं बट मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट रिजल्ट उसका यही होता है कि आपका रिस्क जो है लेस हो जाता है और आपका कंपैरेटिवली रिटर्न भी बढ़ जाता है सो इन सिंपल वर्ड्स एफडी फिक्स्ड डिपॉजिट सबको पता है सो दैट इज ऑल्सो अ टाइप ऑफ सिक्योरिटी आपने एफडी में अपना पैसा लगाया सो आपको पता है कि आपका एक फिक्स्ड अमाउंट ऑफ इनकम उससे आना है बट एज कंपेयर टू जो हमारे स्टॉक्स हैं या म्यूचुअल फंड्स हैं या बॉन्ड्स हैं सो जो रिस्कियर होगा ज़्यादा उसका रिटर्न भी उतना ही कंपैरेटिवली ज़्यादा होगा नाउ दिस इज अ सेफेस्ट वे टू इन्वेस्ट इन्वेस्टिंग इन एफडीज but उसका रिटर्न भी कंपैरेटिवली इट्स लाइक व्हाट टुडे इन टुडेज टाइम्स इट्स हार्डली 6% और 7%. इससे ऊपर तो अब है ही नहीं पहले तो फिर भी 8 साढ़े 8% 8.5 यू यूज टू गेट बट अब तो the return is also it's more or less 8%. What is 8%? Yeah, and as compared to the other securities which are riskier, so now this is what I'm talking this is I'm talking through an individual point of view so that आप लोग उस चीज को relate कर पाओ. Now portfolio management can be individual and also on a company level, right? So companies also invest their funds in these securities so that they get a return out of it and that return can be further expended and used in their expansion of their business. So in an individuals का क्या होता है एक individual investor का क्या reason होगा invest करने का would be to get an optimum interest out of it or return out of it. Now, the investment process consists of two tasks. First is security analysis, क्योंकि आप किसी भी चीज़ में आप पैसा लगाओगे तो ऐसे ही तो लगा नहीं दोगे अपना पैसा. You will definitely do the research and you compare the securities available in the market and then what you will see out of it कि किस सिक्योरिटी में मेरे को कितना पैसा लगाना पड़ रहा है एंड उतना पैसा लगा के मुझे अगर मतलब मेरे पास फॉर एग्जांपल आई हैव 5 सिक्योरिटीज फॉर एग्जांपल ए बी सी डी एन ई तो अगर मैं एक सर्टेन सम लगाता हूँ किसी भी सिक्योरिटी में फॉर एग्जांपल आई एम स्पेंडिंग 1 लाख इन अ सिक्योरिटी एंड अगर मैं ए में लगाऊंगा तो हाउ मच वुड द रिटर्न आई विल गेट आउट ऑफ इट एंड लाइकवाइज इन ऑल अदर सिक्योरिटीज यू विल इवेल्युएट उसके बाद व्हाट यू विल सी कि अब इसमें इतना पैसा लगाने के बाद रिटर्न इतना आ रहा है एंड नाउ व्हाट इफ आई डाइवर्सिफाई व्हाट इफ आई डिवाइड द सम ईदर इक्वली और इन अ प्रोपोर्शनेट वैल्यू इन अ वे कि मुझे मैक्सिमम रिटर्न कैश आउट हो जाए और मेरा रिस्क भी कंपैरेटिवली लो रहे सो दिस इज व्हाट दिस चैप्टर इज ऑल अबाउट एंड जो हमारे क्वेश्चंस भी होंगे हम इसी we will keep all of these factors in mind then only you'll be able to solve the question rightly and you'll also be noticing कि आप उस चीज को apply मतलब concept को apply कैसे perfectly कर रहे हो and you will understand the flow of the your question. It is very important because अगर आपका concept strong होगा तो flow आप अपने आप derive कर लोगे, and you would you will not miss a step in it, and eventually which will result in a right answer. So moving further, now since your exam is MCQ based, okay, so छोटी छोटी details are also very important. Don't think कि ये तो relevant नहीं है, it's just reading, इसको देना है या नहीं देना है, क्योंकि question कहीं से भी frame होके आ सकता है, and 1 marks or 2 marks when you are giving your professional exams, एक एक marks आपके लिए important है, because you never know, एक सिंगल मार्क आपको एग्जाम्शन दिला सकता है, एक सिंगल मार्क आपको पास करा सकता है, एंड वी ऑल नो दैट पासिंग ऑल द सब्जेक्ट्स एंड गेटिंग अ गुड एग्रीगेट और द रिक्वायर requisite aggregate is, or this is the whole thing about giving professional exams. So when you are preparing, sit with the mindset कि आपको एक एक चीज रिटेन करनी है, and you do not have to think कि ये important नहीं है और इसको जल्दी से कर लिया. फोकस हमेशा अपने जो चीज आप कर रहे हो उस चीज पे ही फोकस रखो. So okay, lecturing बाद में. So coming to the point that it was originally proposed by Harry Markowitz, and that was the first formal attempt to quantify the risk of a portfolio and develop a methodology for determining the optimal portfolio. So initially क्या था, initially ये सब that was not on papers या फिर उस पे कोई theory नहीं based थी, but everyone, I mean आज की डेट में भी अगर किसी ने portfolio management नहीं पढ़ा तो एक layman language में भी हर एक को पता है कि what is an FD, हर एक को पता है कि जो funds होते हैं या जो mutual funds हैं for that matter, या जो और even riskier the bonds and everything, they are a more riskier form of investment than as compared to an FD or LIC में invest करना or any other XYZ securities. So अब उसके पीछे methodology क्या है? That is the advantage which you guys have, that you know कि if someone is looking for a career in portfolio management, first and foremost it is very interesting, and all the best अगर आप उस domain को select करते हैं, because it is a very bright thing to go for, and if it interests you, I would definitely encourage you to go into this field, because it is apart from जो market के analysis हैं या ये सब है, apart from the knowledge, it gives you good return as well. If you have knowledge in this field, so you can individually you can also try and earn from it, and also you can have a business of your own wherein you can kind of assist people to on how to invest into investment, and on how to create a portfolio. So all of this, there is a or the understanding of financial strategic management का एक आपको ये advantage भी हो सकता है, that you can also build your own future out for by only studying this subject properly. Okay, so coming to the subject and coming to the paper part. तो बेसिकली हमारा क्या दो चीजें होती हैं रिस्क, व्हेन वी आर लुकिंग फॉर अ पोर्टफोलियो मैनेजमेंट और व्हेन वी आर लुकिंग फॉर एन इन्वेस्टमेंट इन अ सिक्योरिटी. दीज आर द टू डिटर्मिनेंट्स दैट एक्सपेक्टेड रिटर्न एंड रिस्क. मतलब how much does an investor want to want to have a return, and how much is the investor willing to take a particular or a certain level of risk. So now there are risk averse investors, there are risk taking investors. Risk averse वो होते हैं जिनको who prefer कि हम बिल्कुल risk नहीं लेना चाहते, and we want to go safe with our money, we do not want to take risky securities, तो फिर उनका portfolio उस हिसाब से बनता है. And then there are risk taking investors who believe in that the longer the higher you take the risk, the higher would be the return, which is actually the reason, but at the same time it can also give you a kind of make you a loss bearer also. एंड अब जब रिस्क लगाते हैं तो क्वांटिफिकेशन ऑफ रिस्क भी किया जा सकता है. सो दीज आर द टू थिंग्स व्हिच most Markowitz assumed that the investor attitudes towards portfolio depend exclusively upon expected return and risk and quantification of risk. तो जो भी कोई इन्वेस्टर होगा he would look out for कि मेरी expected return कितनी है, एक पर्टिकुलर पोर्टफोलियो में इन्वेस्ट करने से, और दूसरा मेरा कितना रिस्क है, और रिस्क को हम क्वांटिफाई भी कर सकते हैं all kind of, and it was eventually originally proposed by Harry Markowitz that it can be also quantified. Now prior to the development, ये this paragraph contains of what I just said कि इससे prior, I mean इस theory से prior there was nothing in the books, or there was no theory based on how the risk can be quantified or whether the risk can be quantified or not. So he was the first person to do that, and then eventually everybody started making a study on it, or isko or briefly or इसको और डीपली स्टडी किया गया, एंड देन there came out the methodologies of how to evaluate and how to see how the benefits of a portfolio management and everything. Okay, now quickly we will cover the objectives of portfolio management, which are the objectives of portfolio management are to reduce risk. Obviously अगर आप अपना first and foremost आपका क्या concern होगा, that the investor would want to reduce as much risk as possible. Return you would obviously want it on a higher end, but first and foremost objective क्या होता है कि जितना कम से कम risk हम कर सकते हैं, be it the risk of loss of capital or of income, we will do it by investing in various types of available securities over a wide range of industries. So safety of principle is also one of the objectives, और उसको calculate, उसको ascertain करने का क्या reason है, आप simply उसको सोच के देखो, just give it a thinking, right? Like if you are spending your money, you would obviously want it that if I am not earning anything, I should not lose my capital also. Right, so let's just give a quick reading. To keep the capital or principal amount intact in terms of value and in terms of purchasing power, the capital or the principal amount invested should not erode either in value or in terms of purchasing power. So even for example आपने 1 लाख रुपया लगाया, and 5 years down the line you would expect कि जो उसकी value after 5 years होनी चाहिए, मतलब I should have that in my pocket, if not more than, if not the return to be on a higher end, but at least मेरा वो principal safe रहे. Right, so by earning return, principal amount will not erode in nominal terms, and by earning returns at a rate not lesser than the inflation, principal amount will be intact in present value terms too. So like we discussed कि जो 5 year down the line उसका value होना चाहिए, उतना intact मेरा principal रहे, that is how I want. ये नहीं कि 1 लाख मैंने आज लगाया था और 5 साल बाद अगर मुझे 1 लाख मिल रहा है, तो that would not be the value of what I was expecting जब मैंने पैसा लगाया था. So that would not be the safety of my principal. At least जो return I was safely supposed to earn, उतना return तो मेरे पास होना चाहिए. So that is what an investor aims for while getting into, or while getting a portfolio designed for himself, herself, or on a company level. Stability of income, of course, आपने if you've spent 1 lakh or 10 lakh or whatever the amount is, let's just consider 1 lakh. So you would want you would expect a return out of it after a year, because if you are you've set aside your money in some certain security, तो एक security पे इन्वेस्ट करने का रीजन ही क्या होता है, दैट ये हमारा पैसा है जो हमारे पास खाली है, आई मीन टू मेक अ बेटर यूज आउट ऑफ इट, व्हाट वी डू इज we invest that money. And if we are not earning a stable income from it on a yearly basis, then what's the use of it? So we would expect some stable income to be, we would expect to earn some stable income at the end of the year from our desired portfolio. So third point would be the income part. So we've covered 3 objectives till now. One is to reduce the risk, first and foremost, then to have the principal intact, the safety of principal. Then it is the stability of income, that we would want that we, the investor would want that the income should be stable, and the amount of income that is being received is stable, and to facilitate a more let's just read out, to facilitate a more accurate and systematic reinvestment to ensure growth and stability in returns. apart from stability, an investor would also expect growth in the returns which they are getting on a yearly basis, because if they are not increasing, if the returns are not increasing, then that means that there is no growth in the the portfolio, and that would also result in the investor to be disinterested, and probably maybe the investor decides to withdraw, because if he's not having a growth in the securities or growth in the income, then obviously there's something wrong with the portfolio. And moving on to our fourth part, so fourth objective, which is to enable to have a capital growth. That means the principal which we have invested, the investor would also there is all the objective of the one of the objective of the portfolio would again be that there is a capital growth. And how can that be attained? It can be attained by reinvesting in growth securities or by purchase of those such growth securities. For that matter, if the investment portfolio doesn't have a growth security, then over a period of time during the portfolio management, what can be done is some part of the investment can be taken out and put into such growth securities, right? Again, the fifth point would be marketability and liquidity. Now, when you are investing in a portfolio, when you are investing as compared to when you are investing in an FD, so usme either you can go into the yearly thing, and but if you want to invest certain amount for a longer period of time, then there is also a lock-in period. Or for example, if you are putting your money in a public provident fund or an employer provident fund, so these securities have a lock-in period. Now, in contrast, the portfolio management, the portfolios which are designed, the advantage of that portfolio would be that it is liquid. So why is it liquid? Uska kya, what is the reason behind that? That the investor can easily liquidate the investments and take advantage of attractive offers. So for example, if after a period of time an investor thinks that he has for quite a long time put in his money, and he wants to take out some money out of it and spend somewhere else, so that can be easily done in a portfolio rather than in a certain security which is kind of a fixed income security. It is not possible in those cases, but in the cases of portfolios wherein we have expended our money in a combination of stocks, mutual funds, shares, debentures, and etc., उस चीज में ये possibility या ये feature होता है that we can withdraw a certain amount of money and put it somewhere else, जहां हमें लगता है कि by expending मतलब we want to diversify more, कि ये तो पोर्टफोलियो में है ही, बट आई वांट टू टेक आउट सर्टेन सम ऑफ माय मनी अगेन एंड पुट इट समवेयर एल्स, और आई वांट टू यूज इट फॉर माय बिजनेस. तो वो सारी चीजें भी ड्यूरिंग द कोर्स ऑफ योर पोर्टफोलियो इन्वेस्टमेंट दैट कैन बी डन. So this is also one of the advantages of the portfolio. Tax saving. So to effectively plan for and reduce the tax burden on income so that the investor gains maximum from his investments. So it also helps in tax saving. So that is also one of the most important advantages of spending or investing your money in a portfolio, that it also aims for that the money you are earning from this investment in this portfolio, you can have that the interest or the income you are earning, you can have that saved, and interest and the investor does not have to worry about paying tax on those earnings. So simple है, easy है. अगर समझे होंगे इस चीज को, तो by even just taking out or remembering the headings of the pointers, headings of these points, you will be able to understand कि portfolio management के क्या objectives हैं. Reduce risk, safety of principal, stability of income, capital growth, marketability, liquidity, and tax savings, right? Okay. So one more thing, I can also give you, short notes regarding this chapter. अभी तो मैं ये सारा chapter go through करवा रही हूँ, but I can also give you a quick revision note of this chapter. So if you want, you can just leave a comment or for the short that whether you want it or not, and I would with your email ID, and I would definitely provide you those short notes.